This video, I want to set up the modals for the cart. Now, I'm not going to complete the cart functionality today, but I wanted to at least get it where it's working when you click the cart link at the top of the page, which is right here, that it shows some sort of modal with the items that are in the cart. My name is Kenny. This is Tech Talk with RHT Services, and I am building out a e-commerce website for a customer who sells various hair products. All right, so I'm following the example on the Bootstrap documentation because, well, why would you not follow the documentation when the documentation has all of the things that you need to know and probably a little bit more? All right, so I'm taking this example here, and what I want to be able to do is to have a modal. So when they click it, it won't necessarily be a button, but it will be a modal like this, and it will list each of the items and the quantity and the price, and then somewhere at the bottom there will be a subtotal, and then you have the option to close or to check out. All right, and so we can close that for now. So what I'm going to do is take these latter two elements out of here because I'm going to need those for my particular link. And what I want to do is they have a button. So what I want to try to do is to have this with a link instead of a button. And so the data target will be cart modal center, and that data toggle is a modal. All right, and so then the modal itself will then go on to the page and it will be shown. So what I want to do is to actually put that here above the main and after the nav, so that is where it is. All right, so I'm going to copy the data target, and let's see, ID is that, and we're going to say that title, and the rest of that I believe is the same. So I'm going to save that, and then if I come back to the website and click cart, okay, we have an issue. That is not what I was looking forward to. All right, so the data target is here, toggle, and that is the issue. Maybe data target. Maybe that's why it's, oh wait, that's not right. All right, so let's see. All right, so now that still isn't a link, L-I-N-K, like I want it to be. All right, so what I'm gonna do is copy this out, and then I'm going to create a, like what it has here, a button. So actually I'm gonna come back over here and just take the button code, because the cart may actually end up needing to be a button. I'm not sure what additional styles that they have in here for a cart that make it not do that, you know, not work with an anchor link or something of that nature, but that may be something I need to do or look into later. All right, so if we do that, I didn't have my launch cart demo. All right, and so there we go. All right, so then I can close, and that works the way it should. All right, so what I'm going to do is to now comment this. When it comes to the cart, I'm actually going to take the span, copy that, and put that into the body of the button itself. All right, so now my cart is 0, and when I click it, it should show my content. All right, so the next thing is to have it populate the content in the modal body. So I'm going to do ID cart body, and then what I'm going to do is the cart body. So when the page is updated, and so let's go ahead and do this. So this will be checkout, and then the other button will be close, and I want to do the peach, maybe the peach as the checkout button, in addition to the text being brown. And then this button here will be just the default, so we can remove that class. All right, so page will refresh. We come here, and that is not overwriting. Okay. All right, we'll look into that later. Let's get the cart text actually displaying in addition to the modal title. All right, so example modal long title which is not what I wanted to see. All right, so this is going to be, so coming back to the example. All right, so we have that center title, long title, got it. Okay, so this will be, instead of long title, we'll take this cart modal DAL center long title. Well, yeah, center long title. I think that's correct. And we'll name it your cart. Yeah, we'll say your cart. And if I want to change it later, I can. All right, so coming back to the website, click this. And as you see, your cart is here and it is empty. So let's make this an H3, more so for sizing reasons. And so if we click the cart now, so that is much bigger. All right, so then let's test out the X. That works. Click the cart again. And if I do check out, it should do something. Otherwise, it should close. And that close is working well. Okay, so next, the body. And I have cart body as, or cart modal body. Let's do that. So cart modal. And I don't know why I keep typing model instead of modal. All right, so then in the JavaScript, what I want to do is, if the cart is empty, I want to actually say the cart is empty. All right, so we'll default this, your cart is empty. And so if I click that now, it says your cart is empty. Cool. All right. And so if the cart is empty, there's nothing to display. If there is something in the cart, what we need to do is to have a function. And so what I'm going to do is to, actually I'm gonna stick it below, well, yeah, I'm gonna stick it above this. All right, so function, and I could technically probably use ChatGPT to generate this. Let's, speaking of, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so let's come down here. All right, so I want to display the list of elements. So let's see, I want to display the list of items that are in the cart, the quantity of each, and the price of each. I also want to display the total cost of cart at the below, well, let's say below the list, and mention that it does not include taxes or shipping. All right, so then ChatGPT will do some of the work for us right now. As soon as it, there we go. All right, and so it is spitting out flat HTML. Wow, okay. I thought it would generate something a little bit differently. I do not need to modify the add cart method because the add cart method is already doing that. All right, so it's creating a element, it's finding the parent. All right, so the document render cart. Okay, so I'm going to copy this render cart method, reasonably named. All right, so the render cart method, let's do a format on that because for whatever reason, when I copy out of ChatGPT, it does not have things exactly correct. All right, so the cart container is the modal. And so we're actually going to do cart modal body. All right, so let's go back to scripts. So we'll do cart modal body. And then I need another div at the bottom of that to say cart total and then cart items. Okay. So for each item in the cart, name, quantity, price, and then we are appending the cart items container to the cart items. Got it. Okay. So we're clearing out the cart items container. Okay. And then we're adding each. Okay, and so if the cart items container, so if cart is empty, I want to, all right, so let's do this. If, well, let's do this up here. All right, so if cart cart is cart.inner cart.length is equal to 0, meaning there's nothing in the cart, then what I want to do is to display the cart cart container is equal cart container.inner text is equal to your cart is empty. I believe that's what I said. Yeah, your cart is empty. All right, so we'll put that there. Move that back, semicolon. All right, so that should show your cart is empty if there's nothing in it. All right, so now we come back over and then we need a cart list element for each item. Create a list. All right, so I need a UL. So let's move this over here so we can have two things going at once. All right, so UL, and then we're going to name that cart items. So we'll call it, excuse me, ID is called cart dash items. All right, and so that's there. And then after that, in the footer, or right above the footer, I can do let's do another div inside of this one, and it will be a ID of cart total, and then let that display there. I believe for whatever reason, and I'm not sure why, but maybe query selector should use the hash, and I think I was using get by ID without the hash, and so that was working there. All right, so now if we come back over here to the website and let's click the cart. All right, so the cart is empty, which it should not be. So if I do buy now, I now have 4 items in the cart, and so I click that, still saying the cart is empty. All right, so we have some defect somewhere. All right, so let's pull up the console, and if there are 4 items in the cart, so let's see, render cart. Oh, I'm not calling, I think I was missing something that ChatGPT also included in there. So you do that, and then to add the cart, and then you updated the render cart when there is an addition to the cart. All right, so render cart, let's do add, where's the add cart method? Add to cart clicked. No, there's an add cart. All right, so we also need to do this when we are removing items from the cart, but we also want to do this when we're adding items to the cart. All right, so that should fix that problem. All right, so the page did refresh. Let's close. Let's add an item to the cart, which there's already there. All right, so your cart is empty. Okay, let's do buy now again. All right, so the cart is empty, which it actually isn't. Okay, so let's come back over here and says cart modal body. So it should have cleared out, where is it? Render cart. So cart, inner text, your cart is empty. So if cart.length is equal to 0, which it should not be, we'll put 3 equals in there just to make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do. All right, so the cart is empty. So actually, let's do this. So we'll put a span and do an ID empty cart span. All right, so then if empty cart, so we'll do another const empty cart container is document query selector empty cart. All right, and so then if the empty cart, if the length is 0, then we want the empty cart container dot add class, class list dot add, and then we want to include the dnone class, which will actually we want to remove the dnone class in this particular case. And then down here, if there are items, we want to add the D9 class. All right, so if the cart is empty, you want to remove that message. If the cart is not empty, you want to show that message. All right, so now if we come back here and still trying to figure out why it's storing 0 out of the gate. All right, so we have 5 items in our cart. And so we got 6 plus 1 plus 3. That does not equal to 5. Oh, it's 5 total items, but the quantity of what's in the cart is more than 5. So may need to change that to reflect the cost. So the number of items in the cart times the quantity of the items in the cart should be then this number. However, it may just need to be 5 because there is only 5 products in the cart. All right, so next I want to do is to get rid of that styling. So now that we have that corrected, let's do the list item. All right, so cart item, add group list item. So coming back over here to the UL, where is it? UL, so cart items, and then add a class list style none. All right, and so that should clear that out, and it says 6. All right, and so there we are. It's still listing the items there, which it shouldn't be. All right, so let's do an inspect of this here. So class list style none, list group item. I'm trying to think, do I need this one here? Not fully sure. All right, so click buy now, add. All right, and so we have this here. Probably should be organized a little bit better. So we have the name of the item of the product, and then the quantity probably should be listed underneath or next to the price. So name of the item of the product, and then followed by the quantity. So let's do QTY there, and then the $ of the price in front of the actual price there. And then that should bring more context to things. And then also what I could do is to add to this, putting all of this inside of, well, no, I think it's fine the way it is. So let's leave that at that. Add to cart. Whoop. Got to be more careful. All right, click. So the cart is empty. Add to cart. Whatever. All right, so so let's do this. So price, individual price, yeah, individual price, and then maybe even doing let's see, how can I format this so that it is somewhat readable? And so maybe I could do a separator between that and that. Probably need to do that separator, and then at the end here, we'll leave that for now. And so one more time, click the cart, and so hairbrush quantity, yeah. And so let's do a comma here. And so what I'm gonna have to do is actually go look at some other sites and see how they are listing their items in the cart, and then from there kind of take that as a guide to be able to use as an example. Also, this total cart message, I want to put that on a next line by itself, and then also span, and let's close that up real quick. So span class, or excuse me, small, and do that, and then close this up with a closing small tag. All right, so we add another item to the cart. Ooh, that is not what I wanted. Container content. So this probably needs inner HTML instead. All right, and so I think that will, there we go. Excludes tax and shipping, so total cost, there we go. And then I also want to do this with a class of text muted. All right, and so then if I do that, yeah, so the text is lighter here. So total cost $253.75. Now I can can look into aligning this so that the total is on the right, and possibly even pushing spacing these things out up here. But let's see, how could I do this using this JavaScript? All right, so it's using spans for that. What I could do is each one of these be a row, and then have a set of columns there, but I don't think I want to do that. All right, so well, I got what I was looking for out of this working, which is to get this modal loading up, and in addition to listing the items that are in the cart, one other thing I want to do is to be able to delete items from the cart. So let's, I guess I can put another span here. So span class item delete, and we'll just say delete for now. What I'm going to end up doing though is running this back through ChatGPT to say, hey, I needed to be able to delete, and that actually should not be a span. That should be a, that probably should be an anchor tag or something like that nature. All right, and so then when you click this, it then removes that, or it removes either one or several of the items out of the list, to which then the customer can go back and add them in or not. All right, so that will wrap things up for this video. Thank you for checking it out. As always, if you have not already, please be sure to subscribe and follow. And of course, if you have any questions, drop those down below. I thank you for watching, and hopefully you come back for the next video in this series.